What's up, my beautiful people? My name is Bidumelo Mokhetia, and thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, please subscribe and join the good vibes. I promise you it will be worth your while. And if you've been watching my videos, welcome back. Yo guys, it's been a while since I uploaded my last video. I had to come home because wow, Corona. Yeah, so I'm home now and I'm back. And this is my very first storytelling. I'm going to tell you about my love for, wait for it, my love for fashion designing. Yes, my love for fashion designing. So this video is about my journey since I started making clothes when I was young until now that I bought my first sewing machine. So where did it all start? It started when I was young, in primary, I believe. I used to make fashionable clothes for my dolls. Yes, I used to make clothes for my dolls and I really loved it. And I believe at the time, it was at a time when my uncle's wife, she used to make bed sheets, bed covers, curtains, clothes for people, and she would give us leftover materials after she's done doing something for a client. She would give us leftover materials, and I think that's where I started just playing around with the materials and making clothes out of them. And also I think the love for fashion designing, for sewing, I took it from my mom because she's also very good with her hands. She makes clothes. Like if you would give her something to work on, you wouldn't even tell that she made it with hands. That's how good she is. Yeah, so I took it from there. And then in high school, I used to I remember I made a bed cover and curtains for myself in my room, and I still have them now. And even though they are quite simple, but I still love them because I know that I created them from scratch. So yeah, I'm a creative and I love working with my hands. I just love the process of creating something from scratch until it is finished. Yes, so in after high school, after high school, I studied electrical engineering. I didn't do fashion designing because at the time, being naive and not knowing a lot of things, I thought that fashion designing is not the type of course that you would go to university to study. So I didn't study fashion designing, and at some point I would just sit by myself and like yo and think, oh yo, I should have studied fashion designing because it's something that I love and it is making money. People are making money out of it now. But anyway, I continue to make clothes. I remember this one time I took my sister's I took my sister's traditional dress and I made a smaller dress for myself, and she was not happy. She was not happy about it, and I felt bad because when I took the material, when I took the dress, I thought maybe it's those one of those things that are just in the house and we are not using them anymore. So I just took it and got creative with it until she still loved it. And she was like, Bitumelo, if maybe you studied fashion designing at school, and I don't want to lie, it still crosses my mind right now, but I just realized that it's not everything that we know or everything that we want to do that we can learn from university, because being creative, working with your hands, you can learn from somebody else, you can watch on TV, you can watch videos on YouTube and create something. You don't have to go to university to become skillful, or you don't have to go to university to learn a certain skill. And if you are talented in that area, look at people who are singers. You don't go to school. You can go to school for singing, but you don't have to necessarily go to school to make money out of your music. Yes. So I remember it was in 2016 when I thought to myself that I really want to buy myself my first sewing machine. And the when you start thinking about something, it never left me. I remember I even went to cash converters to check what do they have, and I found this other MP cell, and it was going for 750, and I was not working at the time. I was not working at the time, and I didn't have money. I didn't have 750 to buy it. So I made a plan. I took my laptop to cash converters. So I was hoping that I can give them my laptop, and then they give me their machine, and once I have the 750, I can go back and claim my laptop. But they refused to take my laptop because it had some problems. The keyboard was not working properly. So they didn't give me the sewing machine. They refused. And in 2017, that was when I started working, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy myself a new sewing machine. And then I played this, a Stokvel. We started a Stokvel with my friends. It was the four of us. And after 4 months, that would mean that after 4 months I was going to be able to buy my sewing machine. So we played, and after 4 months, I think it was early in 2018 now, I was doing my internship training, and we would be placed in different companies so that we can get the experience that we need to graduate. And I moved from where I was staying, and I had to go to another place. And I was like, yo, if I buy a sewing machine, that would mean that I'm going to be traveling around, going up and down with my sewing machine. And I was like, no, let me not buy it now. So I didn't buy it in 2017/2018. And then in 2019, that was last year, I also made plans. I was like, I'm going to save money. And at the end of 2019, on what's this thing? Black Friday. It is in November. So I was like, in November I'm going to buy a sewing machine, and I saved money. I really saved money this time, and I was ready. I was ready to buy a sewing machine. And then come November, Black Friday, I went to Greenstone, and the machines were finished. They finished them, and my heart sank. I was so sad. Like, my day just went from being excited about buying a sewing machine to I want to sleep right now, cry myself to sleep. And then, yeah. So that was in 2019. And prior to going to Greenstone, it's a mall, to buying at Pick n Pay Hyper, to buying that sewing machine, I kept going to Greenstone, I think from 2018 to the end of 2019. I would go there just to look at the sewing machines and just imagine myself owning one, because I really I really wanted a sewing machine, and it was just not happening. And I was like, you know what, God, it's fine. This will happen at your time. And then now in 2020, my contract ended in December, so I haven't been working from January until now. So I was chatting to this friend of mine, and he was asking me, so now that you're not working, what is it that you could be doing with your time, just to maybe make extra cash, or what is it that you could be learning? And I told him about my love for fashion, and I told him that I've been planning to buy a sewing machine, but I couldn't buy it because I had to use up the money that I saved for a sewing machine to survive, to buy food and pay for my rentals. And he was like, what if I gave you money to buy a sewing machine? I was like, what? And yeah, he was like, okay, I might have the money a few weeks from now, and I can give you the money to buy the sewing machine. And I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. But then I was like, you know what? God bless you for the thought, Nje, for the fact that you're thinking of giving me money to buy a sewing machine. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. And then he finally gave me the money to buy the sewing machine, and I went straight to Greenstone, Pick n Pay Hyper, to buy the sewing machine. So this is the box that had my brand new sewing machine. It's a Genome RE1712, and a friend of mine who's a fashion designer advised me to get this brand and get the specific sewing machine, because she says also that she's also using it for making clothes for her clients. And let me show you the real deal. Wait, I'm coming. This is when my sewing journey, my fashion design journey begins. I am so excited. Look at it. Jesus. Wow. So now I have my sewing machine, and I'm busy practicing. I'm even making those face masks for my family. And I'm sure you're wondering, since I studied electrical engineering, and I think that's the one thing that I've been doing for a long time now, since I finished high school. I'm sure you're wondering, where do I get my inspiration? The inspiration comes from the fact that I love fashion designing. I love making clothes. I love getting creative. And there is a certain lady on Instagram. She goes by the name. Her handle is Styles by Dumi. She's also be Dumela. So since I followed her, I've been getting a lot of inspiration from her, because she also started somewhere where she was, I think, an apprentice in engineering. And from there, because she had a dream and she also loved fashion designing, she started to work her way through her business into fashion designing. And now, like, she makes beautiful clothes. Her clothes are beautiful, and that's where I'm getting my inspiration. And also the inspiration comes from the fact that it's something that I love, it's something that is close to my heart. I'm passionate about it. So what are the lessons that we can take from this story? Personally, I learned that it is true that what you want wants you. What you are chasing after is coming closer to you, and that God is working on your behalf. God is working on my behalf to bring the things that I want closer to me. And the second thing that I learned is that, or the second thing that I can tell you, advise you, is that don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams, no matter how big they might be. And even if it looks like you don't know how are you going to get them, just don't give up, because the more you get closer to what you want, the more it's coming to you. And also the other thing that I learned is that, there's this post that has been circulating now during the lockdown. It says that if you're going to come out of this lockdown without a new skill or without a new side hustle, then it's not time that you lacked, but it is self-discipline. So I'm just going to advise you that with the time that we have now, how about you learn that skill that you always wanted to learn, or maybe just learn something online, or just use your time to do something, read a book, or learn that skill, or perfect that talent that you have. And yeah, those are the three things. And also, please comment down below and tell me, what is it that you're good at? What is it that you are talented at? And it doesn't have to be something that you're making money out of right now. It might be something that you were doing a few years ago and you gave up on it because maybe you don't have time. What is it that you're good at? And what is it that you're doing right now during the lockdown that is going to help you to develop you into becoming something better, maybe after the lockdown or maybe after a while? But what is it that you're doing right now? So remember to subscribe, keep spreading the positive vibes. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.